Ah. Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. You just tell me when to go to YouTube. And I will go. Of course I'm talking to myself. Oh, I'm live. Bam. Except it says elapsed time 24 seconds. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying this new tool. I guess it's called Stream Now Beta from YouTube. It's like YouTube's answer to Twitch. But I like this because it is... no, I'm talking to the people on the internet. You know, the live streaming people. But you can come over. Okay. So it seems like a cool tool, but it doesn't tell me when it starts. So at any rate, I wanted to start doing more of these kind of personal live sessions. And I don't think I'm going to do them. I'm probably the only place I'm going to announce them are on Twitter. So, and I'm not going to schedule them. So it should guarantee a massive following, which is great. That's what I hope for. But what is really cool is there's the chat feature, and Coffee High 420 was chatting to me, but I wasn't here. I don't know where Coffee High 420 was, which is kind of a double entendre. Like, 420 is the police code for marijuana, so I'm guessing Coffee High 420 is like into all kinds of drugs, mixing and matching. Does coffee and marijuana go together? I don't really know. Not really a marijuana smoker. If it becomes legalized, I'm going to be, though. I'm going to try my darndest. It's never really agreed with me. But I thought today I would talk about how not to run for mayor. I'm still running for mayor, but I've learned a lot of things. And when you're the first time you do something, it is eye-opening. You're bound to make a ton of mistakes. I mean, that's all. That's just how the world is. You just make a ton of mistakes doing things, right? And so, at any rate, I will tell you this, though. I wanted to show you this. Amazon. If you're going, let's see, how to run for local office. Let's see, is this the book? Yeah. Ooh, no, wait. How to win a local election. This is the one. This is it. Here, let me show you this. So this is something that you should do. This is a do this part of your election. You got to get this book. It is so helpful for first timers in local politics, and I would imagine that it would be useful as a refresher. It says to buy it with these other things like the political campaign desk reference or campaign manager running and winning in the local elections. Those I haven't read those, but I can imagine they're great. But this book is truly amazing because it'll show you every mistake you're making. You're doing that, are you? Yeah, don't do that. Oh, you're doing that, don't do that. Or do that. You're not doing that, are you? Yeah, well, you should do that. It's, and so you can read it in the privacy of your own home and only be mildly embarrassed that you're making all the mistakes. But this will short circuit a lot of those mistakes. So at any rate, highly recommend this. Let me put that in the chat window. Where is that? Where do I chat? Where do I get to chat? Oh, there you go. This is it. Okay. So yeah, so there is the link to that book there. So that is basically, that was given to me by a new friend that I've made in this process. And that's one of the great things about running for office, or like at least for me, is all the people that I've met and people that I would have never had the opportunity to meet, like mostly the homeless. There's a lot of homeless people that I've met that, you don't run into the homeless people. You don't talk to the homeless. But at any rate, things that you should not do. In Ohio, if you're really interested in running, you should not run as anything other than a Democrat or Republican. That is bullcrap. It should not be that way. But the Democrats and Republicans run the whole game here, and you, for mayor, for example, you have to get 50 signatures to get on the ballot. As an independent, you need 372. And when I first heard that, I'm like, oh, yeah, well, that's just the way it is. Must be fair. You must really need to prove yourself, because why would society want somebody that wasn't a Democrat or Republican? I mean, that would be just crazy. Who would want like a libertarian or a Green Party or a Tea Party member or an independent member? I mean, you'd really have to prove to society that your name deserves to be on that ballot. And those were the words that I was thinking. And then as I did this, I'm like, wait a second. No. That's not how it goes. That's not the game. That's not fair. That's an unjust law. And there are many unjust laws. And there always have been. Slavery, maybe an unjust law. Women not getting to vote, unjust law. African Americans not getting to vote, unjust law. Kicking Native Americans off of their land, unjust law. And then kicking them off the new land that you gave them, unjust law. We do it all the time. It's not like, oh, really? There's an unjust law in America? Shocking that America has an unjust law. We're filled with them. We're filled with unjust laws. But we don't question them, because usually they don't affect the majority, right? So what? You're a slave. I'm not a slave. Slaves. I mean, we're doing you a favor, giving you a place to live. Bob over there, he treats his slaves nice. I mean, where would they go? What are they going to do? Get a job? They can't get jobs. I mean, we're saving them from themselves. Yeah, right? That's how you do it. That's how you rationalize unjust laws. And so the fact that an independent needs 372 signatures and a Democrat or a Republican only needs 50 is suppressing democracy. That is saying that their voice is more important than anyone else's voice. And so what you have to do then is you just have to swear allegiance. I pray to the Democrats that I will be a Democrat and uphold democratic values. And then of course you're like, but no, wait. That's not what I want. That's not who I am. Oh, well, if you're not that, then give me 372 signatures. And signatures are bullcrap. It is so hard to get 372 qualified signatures. So difficult because they micromanage them. They nitpick them, and then the Board of Elections votes on them, and they can vote, right? It's not just like, oh, well, it says here you got 372 signatures and they all validated. You're on the ballot. No, they vote. There's 2 Democrats, 2 Republicans. They vote. And they decide if, even though you have the number of signatures, so like today, for example, the Board of Elections is voting on something. And the 2 things that came over on Twitter were that it was tied. Like 2 Democrats wanted it, 2 Republicans didn't want it. Like one guy wanted to be a poll worker. the two Republicans are like, he can't be a poll worker. And the two Democrats are like, he can be a poll worker. So it's not like anything like concrete why that guy can't be a poll worker. It's because the Democrats want him and the Republicans don't want him. And so, and so it has to go to John Husted, the Secretary of State. Bullcrap. It's bullcrap, 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 bullcrap. The system is corrupt and vile and unjust. I can't say enough words about it. Your democracy has been stolen, I tell you. And you don't probably care because you get to go to your Walmart and your Target and you get to, watch your movies and you get to go home and watch your TV and, But there are a lot of people who are being suppressed, not the least of which people that are trying to make a difference, trying to be a part of democracy. And that they are getting their asses kicked by unjust laws. We have in the law of the land is democracy, freedom of speech. But in freedom of speech, it is other people's freedom of speech to suppress your freedom of speech. Do you understand? Because that's what they're doing. They're like, well, it's the law of the land that 50 Democrat, if you need 50 signatures as a Democrat or a Republican, but you need 372 as an independent. I mean, who invented those laws? Democrats and Republicans. Duh. Come on now. So anyways, if you want to make a statement and talk about the unjust law, the fact that if you're not a Democrat or Republican, you need like 6 times the number of signatures, then go ahead and be an independent. But if you really want to get on the ballot, be a Democrat or Republican, and try to change the system from the inside. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how you would change that. It would be a state level thing, right? And good luck. Good luck. Why would the Democrats and Republicans want to change the law that says everyone else needs more signatures, right? How are you going to do that? Because they're already in power. What are they going to do? They're going to stand up to their party and be like, no, I think it's unjust that the libertarians need more signatures. No. The system is fixed. It's fixed. So, I don't know. I don't know how you're going to do that. I don't know, what, blood in the streets? I don't know. I don't know. Because nobody cares, right? You've never even heard of this. Why would you even care? If you're not running for an elected office, why would you even care? But you should care because it's ultimately your voice that's being suppressed, because what we do know is that most people are independents in Akron and the country. Most people are not registered Democrats or Republicans. The vast majority are independents. And because that's how people vote. They vote for issues. They don't vote by party. But the party doesn't want that. Do you see what I'm saying? So at any rate, get on the ballot as a Democrat or Republican if you really want to run for office. You got enough problems. Start making friends with the people at the Board of Elections. The Board of Elections, the people that work there are awesome. They're awesome. They only can do what the law says they can do, but they will do everything they can within that law to be cool to you. So go down and see that's where you go to find out like what you can run for, what's open, and they'll give you they'll tell you that or they'll tell you how to get that information. They're there for you. They're there to serve the voters, and just go down and be like, hey, when's the next election? What could I run for? Should you get, I was asked in a recent interview, should you do, this process everybody does? Should you, become a council person or maybe school board and then work your way up to maybe then you could be a councilman at large. And then maybe someday you should be mayor. That's the process. That's how it works here in Akron, Ohio. And that I would say, no, don't do that. You know why? Because your chances of them picking you are slim to none. Because that's what happens is the party picks you. They ordain you. They get out there. I nominate you as our favorite, and it's, and I know stories of people that have tried to be in the system, being like, okay, I did this, I did that, I was true to my party, I gave everything to my party, and then the party just overrides them because they think somebody else has a better chance of winning. So your loyalty is no guarantee of rising up through the system, and I think that the internet can bypass that stuff. I think that is doable. So I don't know. I'm real anti-party right now. I'm really don't like them. Don't like the parties. Too powerful. So, I don't think I would do that. These candidates that are running are pretty weak online. You don't need to be a developer or a coder or a programmer, but you need to be engaged in Twitter and Facebook and maybe Instagram and YouTube and on your blog. You need to really work it. What else wouldn't I do? Campaign finance is a real thing. Like, okay, I would not recommend getting your spouse a job on the in the campaign. Let your spouse be the spouse, because you're upheavaling, which is totally a word. You're upheavaling your whole family's life by running, and then if you get in, then you're changing jobs, and your job is going to end in like 4 years, and so your family has made a sacrifice. I would recommend also that you get as many volunteers for as many things as you possibly can, because you will get burnt out. It's too hard. It's too hard to do everything. You need to be the person talking to people as the candidate. A candidate running for office is not just the candidate. The candidate is the person that stands in the front while all this other work goes on. You need, I think there's 3 people you need, and it's in this book. I'm not some genius. You need a campaign manager that manages you as the person, as the candidate. Like, you need to be here. You need to be doing this. You need a scheduler that puts things on a calendar in your office that you can all see. Like, hey, you could do here, you could go here, you could go there. And then the campaign manager looks at that schedule and says, hey, candidate, go here, go do this, go do that. And then a volunteer coordinator. You should, if you have wards or districts or something like that, you should have a volunteer coordinator that gets volunteers in all the districts if you're running in all the districts. And you can get that. It's not as hard. That part is not as hard as you would think. People want to help. I don't, but if you don't do that, and, if you're just like, never mind, I don't want to bother people, I'll just do it on my own. If you don't do that, you will crash and burn. I don't care how strong you are and how you can't do it all. It'll crumble, and it won't be as good. It won't be as good if you don't specialize. So I would definitely not just single-handedly run the campaign. Campaign finance is no joke, and it's overwhelming. But the Board of Elections will guide you. They won't give you advice, but they will probably at least point you to sections of the law that you're asking. You'll be like, well, can I do this? And they'll be like, oh, well, it says here's the answer to that in this book. But they're not going to say, no, you're fine, it's okay. They won't ever say that. You'll be like, all I can tell you is this is what it says. They get all legaled up really hardcore. So at any rate, those are the things that I would not do or whatever, running for mayor, or any political office. But I would highly encourage you to do it, because it's been so fun. So fun. to run for office, because you get to learn about your political system. You get to understand where the hurdles are, where the opportunities are, and it is a very noble way, in my opinion, to contribute to your government. And your government, with all its troubles and problems, is giving you quite the life. Most likely. If you're hearing this, if within the sound of my voice, you have been given a pretty amazing foundation. Some of the greatest universities in the world, some of the greatest innovation in the world, national parks, state parks, yeah, of course, like medical is a big problem in our country, and no doubt. And there are hungry people and that sort of thing. The rule of law in America is something that maybe a lot of people don't know about, but the fact that you can own property and it's yours, there is this eminent domain, but they'll pay you for it. That doesn't happen in every country. In a lot of countries, the government just says, I want that. I want that land, and I'll just take it. And that fundamentally undermines everything. And so by the fact that we have the rule of law, meaning the law stands, even for the government, is huge. That alone makes America pretty unique and amazing. So yeah, being a part of the political system of that is really very cool and honorable. And so, I would recommend it. You will get frustrated. You will get tired. You may not win, but even in not winning, you've pushed something further. You pushed something further in yourself. You've pushed conversations with people that you've talked to. You may have helped somebody else to say, hey, you know what? That guy did it. I think I'm going to try it. You're trying something that very few people try. So I would recommend it. I would recommend doing it. And if there's anything I can do to help you, any feedback, if you're thinking about running for something, I'd be delighted to help you. So there you go. What not to do. Running for mayor. I'll keep doing these kinds of things, I think. Why not, right? Sort of fun. Okay, bye.